Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today it's going to be another episode of What's in My Collection. These are records that I actually just picked up from a really great little shop in Niantic, Connecticut called Tumbleweeds. If you're ever in the area, go check them out. They've been in business since like the 70s, so it's an actual true vintage record store, and they've got some really, really awesome stuff. It's one of my favorite places to go. So let's get into it. So first record we've got here is AC/DC for Those About to Rock. Really awesome cover on this. I've actually never listened to this album all the way through. I've just listened to a couple songs here and there. So this will be great to play. I really like this kind of like black and like copper metallic aesthetic on this album cover. Really, really great. I believe this came out in 1981. And we've got track listing on the back and a bunch of standard information here. And then it's a gatefold, so we've got a really nice picture of the band there on the inside. And this record is in really good shape. It's going to be great to play through. So I really can't wait to give this a listen. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Okay, next up, we've got Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu, 1970. Again, really cool record with just this kind of gold lettering here with the kind of old-timey looking photograph, which is really cool. And we've got this like textured cover. It's kind of like a fake leather almost cover. Literally nothing at all on the back, which is interesting. This is also a gatefold, so we've got a ton of cool black and white pictures of the band here. And interestingly, we've got the track listings and information here in this kind of interesting font. I don't know if you can really see that, but really kind of cool font there. This record's also in really good condition. I have listened to this before, but I've never owned it on vinyl, so I'm really interested to give this a look. This is an early pressing, so this will be nice. And what I really like about this is, I don't know if you can see this, we've got a little sticker here that's got the address of a person that's owned this in the past, who is actually from Niantic, Connecticut, which is really cool. So if anybody out there knows an M. La Tourette, I think that's how you pronounce it, let me know. And I don't know, maybe we can comment on where this person bought this record and get some info, but that's a really cool little touch. I'm going to leave that on there. Again, it's one of those personality things that you just don't really get with digital recordings and stuff like that. So really neat. All right, so next up, we've got the Beatles' White Album, and we actually have a bonus record today, which I will show you in a second. But this is a really cool copy. I actually already own a copy of this album. I actually own a couple copies of this album, but this is interesting from a collector's standpoint. This is a Japan pressing, so it says right here, made in Japan, with some writing there. And it's, the White Album, so it's a gatefold. This looks the same as pretty much every single other copy of this album out there, but it's interesting. It's got quite a glossy sleeve on this. I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty glossy. So that's a really, really neat feature of this. Sometimes you get that, and a lot of, I think it's like UK pressings tend to be glossy pressings as well. Glossy covers, I mean. So very cool. The album's in really good shape. The records are in not amazing shape, but this was not terribly expensive, and I bought this more as a collector's piece, so it'll be interesting to listen to this and see what kind of like the mastering is. I know a lot of the UK pressings of these older Beatles records are, well, the older Beatles studio albums are kind of the best sounding. The US pressings, not great. The mastering was much worse on those. So it'll be interesting to see if Japan has any differences in the pressings on that. So yeah, interested to play this. It does still have the embossed The Beatles text here and the serial number on the front. This is an earlier pressing of this. This is either like a 69 or 72, somewhere in there, late 60s, early 70s pressing. This album originally came out in 68, so it's pretty close to when it came out. But yeah, so let's move on to the last bonus record. All right, and here we go. We've got another pressing of the Beatles' White Album. This one's got no serial number, no embossed text, just gray writing here. The sleeve is in okay shape. It's not the greatest, of course, because of the stark white cover. This really shows all of the little, bits of, dirt and creases and, grime that kind of gets stuck on these records over the years. But this is a very cool copy of this record. So you can see here we've got the Capitol label here, so that kind of tells us with this purple Capitol label, this is probably like a 78 or so. So this is actually some white vinyl Capitol pressing on this. So this is the 10th anniversary limited edition Capitol Records Beatles White Album printed on white vinyl, which is very cool. These are not terribly common, so I was glad to pick this up and add it to my collection. So again, really interesting because I have multiple copies of this album. Not really intentionally, I just do. I just happen to have a lot of these pop up over the years and be very interested. But I really enjoy this record. This is actually one of my favorite Beatles albums. Really interesting time period in the band where they were all kind of recording their own stuff separately. It's almost like George Harrison, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, like solo album, all compiled into one like double album. They all worked on Abbey Road in Abbey Road at the time, but most of the time they were doing their own stuff in separate studios. A lot of kind of turmoil between the members at this point in their career. So yeah, really, really good album though. Came out with some really nice songs. Blackbird is great. While My Guitar Gently Weeps is an absolute classic. So yeah, really, really awesome album. Really great record. If you've never had a chance to listen to this, I would highly recommend you go check it out. But this will be an interesting addition to the collection. Again, it's not in amazing shape, but it is in decent shape, and it is quite collectible since it's the white album, white vinyl album, limited edition pressing from 78. So that's very cool. So that is it for today. Let me know if you have any questions or comments on these. Let me know if you want me to continue doing this series too, and if you like it. And let me know down in the comments. If you want to see anything else on the channel, recording-wise, anything audio, let me know and I'll try and make it happen. And please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next week.